Have you ever stopped and thought about how some of the biggest, most valuable companies in the world seem to own, well, almost nothing? It's a huge puzzle in today's economy, and we are about to dig in and figure it out. I mean, really think about it. Uber is the biggest taxi company on the planet, but it doesn't own a single car. Airbnb can put you up in millions of places, but it owns zero real estate. And Facebook? It's a massive media powerhouse that creates absolutely no content. They've completely flipped the script, separating value from physical stuff, and in the process, they've taken over their industries.
So, that brings us to the big question, right? How is this even possible? How do these companies just rewrite all the rules of business? Well, the answer is in a massive shift in how value itself is even created.
To really get to the bottom of this, we need to understand what's called the new digital mandate. And it all starts with getting clear on two really important ideas that, honestly, get mixed up all the time. Getting this difference is the key to unlocking everything else.
Okay, first up is the difference between strategy and transformation. A great way to think about it is like this. You've got the blueprint for a skyscraper, and then you have the actual construction of that skyscraper. They're totally connected, obviously, but they are not the same thing at all.
So first, you have your blueprint. That's your digital strategy. This is the big picture plan. It's the what and the why. It's your vision, and it lays out exactly how you're going to use all this new tech and data to win. You can think of it as the map that shows you exactly where you're trying to go. And then you've got the construction phase, digital transformation. This isn't the plan. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's the actual process of building what the strategy laid out. It means rewiring your whole company, the culture, how you operate, the technology, for a world that is digital first. So to put it really simply, strategy is all about the thinking, and transformation is all about the doing. You absolutely have to have a clear strategy to guide your transformation. Without one, you're just buying fancy tech with no real purpose, and trust me, that is a recipe for disaster. Now, this whole transformation thing really stands on three key pillars. You've got the technology, of course, all the cool tools like AI and the cloud. Then you have process, which is about totally rethinking how work actually gets done. But you know, the most important and the one that often gets ignored is people. Without the right culture, skills, and leaders, the best tech in the world is basically useless. So, where is all of this heading? Well, this powerful mix of strategy and transformation is pushing businesses towards a totally new model. It's a huge shift away from what we call pipelines and into the world of platforms. You know, for hundreds of years, pretty much every business worked like a pipeline. Just picture a classic assembly line. A company gets raw materials at one end, does a bunch of steps to add value, and then pushes a finished product out the other end to a customer. It's all on a straight line, step by step, and the company controls every single part of it. Okay, here's the aha moment. A pipeline creates value by making and selling stuff. A platform, though, creates value by making it easy for users to connect and interact with each other. A pipeline has to spend a ton of money on physical things to grow, but a platform grows through something that feels almost like magic, called network effects. This is the big, fundamental shift. And if you want to wrap your head around the mind-blowing scale of these platforms, just think about this number: 7. That's how many of Google's products have over 2 billion users each. We're talking Search, YouTube, Android, Chrome. That kind of scale is it's impossible to even imagine in an old-school pipeline world that's tied down by physical stuff. So what is this secret sauce that lets these companies grow like crazy without actually owning anything? It's a really powerful economic force called network effects. This is the engine that drives the entire platform economy. Network effects are a pretty simple idea, but they're incredibly profound. It just means a platform gets more and more valuable the more people use it. Think about the very first telephone ever made. Pretty useless, right? There was no one to call. But with every single new person that got a phone, the whole network became more valuable for everybody. That's a network effect. And these effects show up in two main ways. First, you've got direct network effects. That's when more users attract more of the same kind of user. Think about Facebook. You join because your friends are already there. Then you have indirect effects. That's where more users in one group, say sellers on Amazon, attract more users in a different group, the buyers. Both of these are just incredible engines for growth. But this whole thing creates a classic chicken and egg problem. For a platform to be useful, it needs users. But to get users, it has to be useful first. This is known as the penguin problem. Just imagine a bunch of penguins at the edge of the ice. Nobody wants to be the first one to jump in.
It's the same with platforms. No one wants to join an empty one. So, how do you get that first penguin to jump?
LinkedIn is a perfect case study in how to solve this. They didn't try to get everyone all at once. Nope. They started tiny, with just 13 insiders. Then they went after what you'd call marquee users, 112 of their most successful and well-connected friends and colleagues. This created a super credible, high-value network right from the start, which then attracted other people, and boom, you get a viral cascade. They totally nailed the penguin problem. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've seen the difference between strategy and transformation, the big shift from pipelines to platforms, and the incredible power of network effects. So now, let's pull it all together and figure out how to apply it. Being successful in this new digital world really boils down to mastering three things. First is scale, growing like crazy without being held back by physical limits. Next is scope, being able to easily branch out into new products or markets. And finally, speed, moving, learning, and making decisions way faster than your competition. Platforms are basically built to win at all three.
And this brings us right back to where we started. The world has changed. The game has changed. The winning business model isn't the pipeline anymore. It's the platform. So the most important question you need to ask yourself, your team, and your company is this. Are you still trying to operate as a pipeline in a world that is now completely run by platforms?